This is the Wikipedia page for Leprechaun in the Hood. Welcome to WikiListen, the podcast where we read Wikipedia pages and provide commentary. I'm Rachel Teichman, LMSW.
I'm Victor Varnado, KSN. Leprechaun in the Hood. Probably one of the most memorable of all the Leprechaun movies.
I haven't seen any of them, so I'm excited to learn more. Leprechaun in the Hood. Leprechaun in the Hood, also known as Leprechaun 5 or Leprechaun 5 in the Hood, is a 2000 American black comedy slasher film directed by Rob Spera and the fifth installment in the Leprechaun series. The film follows an evil leprechaun who searches for his magic flute that three hoodlums stole and kills anyone who gets in the way.
It was released direct-to-video on March 28, 2000, and is the last film in the series to be released by Trimark Pictures, which disbanded in 2001.
The film was followed by Leprechaun Back to the Hood, 2003.
Plot. In Los Angeles, California, Mac Daddy Onassis, Ice-T, and Slug Barima McKnight discover a room full of gold along with a leprechaun, Warwick Davis, that has been kept as a statue by a medallion on its neck. Mac Daddy takes a gold flute, but Slug removes the medallion, freeing the leprechaun, and is killed, though Mac Daddy traps it once more. 20 years later, wannabe rap artist Postmaster P, Anthony Montgomery, Stray Bullet, Rashawn Nall, and Butch, Red Grant, have their speaker destroyed while at an audition. After failing to sell a guitar to pawn shop owners Jackie D, Dan Martin, and Chow Jack Ung, Stray Bullet manages to convince Mac Daddy, now a successful record producer, to pick them up. However, he drops them when Postmaster P refuses to make his music more aggressive.
As revenge, the friends break into Mac Daddy's office and steal his magic golden flute, but accidentally frees the leprechaun. The leprechaun hunts the friends in order to recover his stolen flute, which places listeners of its tune in a euphoric trance. After killing Reverend Hansen, Jackie D and Chow, the DJ artists, and the transvestite, note that was as written, Fontaine, the leprechaun reaches the three friends at Postmaster P's home. When the boys and the leprechaun engage in a fight for the flute, the leprechaun forces Stray Bullet to point his gun at Butch's head, threatening to kill him. Postmaster reluctantly complies, but Stray Bullet foolishly charges the leprechaun, only to force him to shoot himself in the head while Postmaster P and Butch watch in horror. Butch visits Postmaster P at his grandma's house and convinces him to use a joint laced with four-leaf clovers to strip the leprechaun of his powers in order to seal back the flute.
Joint laced with four-leaf clovers. They didn't try hard writing the script.
I
didn't
love
try hard
that.
at all. Postmaster P and Butch, dressed in drag, then visit the club in which the leprechaun has taken up residence. Postmaster P then breaks the leprechaun spell on the zombie fly girls by having them smoke one of the clover joints in order to find the leprechaun. The duo then goes upstairs to find the leprechaun, who wants the dressed up Postmaster P to give him a blowjob. Before proceeding any further, the leprechaun smokes the clover joint and passes out. The boys then take the flute and head downstairs, only to be intercepted by Mac Daddy, who shoots Butch, killing him. Postmaster P retaliates by shooting Mac Daddy 3 times. No longer under the effects of clover, the leprechaun comes downstairs and uses magic to pin Postmaster P against a girder. Postmaster P then distracts the leprechaun, allowing the bullet-ridden Mac Daddy to hit the leprechaun with a wooden chair. Immediately, the leprechaun uses magic to explode Mac Daddy's torso, but with the last of his strength, Mac Daddy throws the magic amulet in the air.
This feels like when a 6th grader has to write a book report. This is what this is. Cutting to a dark stage with much fog and a silhouetted Postmaster P rapping about how he's finally made it. He moves to the forefront, where his eyes are hidden behind sunglasses. He removes the sunglasses to show that his irises glow a neon green, which indicates that he is under the leprechaun's spell. The leprechaun is now a music manager, took over the music world. The leprechaun then tells the audience that he taught Postmaster P everything he knows before rapping about being an evil leprechaun.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. The funny thing is I've never seen this movie. I've only seen the trailers for it.
I really want to see this movie now.
Cast: Warwick Davis as Lubden, the leprechaun.
Ice-T as Mac Daddy Onassis.
Anthony Montgomery as Postmaster P. Smith.
Rashawn Nall as Stray Bullet.
Red Grant as Butch.
Dan Martin as Jackie D.
Lobo Sebastian as Fontaine Rivera.
Ivory Ocean as Reverend Hansen.
Coolio as himself.
Barima McKnight as Slug.
Jack Ong as Chow Yun Pai.
Eric Mansker as Mac Daddy's bodyguard.
Stephen M. Porter as Barry Grady.
Baby Drake as Mrs. Smith.
Donna M. Perkins as Jackie D's wife.
Daya Vaidya as Zombie Fly Girl number 1.
Chloe Hunter as Zombie Fly Girl number 2.
Lori J. Jones as Zombie Fly Girl number 3.
Coolio as Cooley, uncredited.
Christy Ferris as Girl, uncredited.
Diana Terranova as Leprechaun's Girl, uncredited.
William Washington as Electrocuted Man, uncredited.
Reception. The film received a negative critical reception and holds a 30% approval rating on review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes based on 10 reviews. Nathan Rabin of the AV Club wrote that a hip-hop themed sequel in the film series was inevitable, and the result is intermittently amusing. Mike Flaherty of Entertainment Weekly rated it B+ and stated, "Bloody, broad, and comically brutal, it's blaxploitation at its best." Wow. At its best? Kevin Archibald of IGN rated it 6 out of 10 stars and called it really dumb, but entertaining. While Scott Weinberg of E-Film Critic rated it 1 out of 5 stars and wrote, "There's simply nothing to recommend here, even a little."
E! Online ranked it 8th in their top 10 hilarious stoner movies.
Awards. Warwick Davis was nominated for the Video Business Video Premiere Award for Best Actor in a direct-to-video release.
Wow.
Leprechaun in the Hood. It was made at a time when, at one point, they would think, what can we do with this movie? Oh, we have to put it in an area with black people. Way to go, Hollywood.
True.
Leprechaun in the Hood, everybody. I hope that if you check it out because of this reading, it's not as terrible as it sounds.
I'm very excited that Ice-T is one of the main characters, though. This has been the Wikipedia page for Leprechaun in the Hood.
If you have a Wikipedia page that you'd like us to read, let us know.
Thanks for listening to WikiListen. You can find us at wikilisten.com and on all social media at WikiListen, except for Twitter, which is wiki_listen.